Hey everyone, I'm Clue. I finally got my hands on this nice round the table box. Yeah, it was quite arduous despite it coming out over a week ago at this point, right? So I think the whole only stores that conduct play can stock it has sort of led to a decent chunk of confusion here in Australia, at least, because a lot of places that I tried to get some from couldn't actually fulfill the order, annoyingly, right? So I had to replace an order quite a few times. Now, the reason for that, I'm not near an LGS. In fact, the closest LGS I have to me is about just over an hour away. And I did call them up to see if they had any, or if they were going to stock them. They had no idea what the product was. They do run events, right? But they obviously must not be that in depth with Flesh and Blood, which is fine, right? It's just a little annoying. The main issue I ran into was Good Games is the main store I use, and they have two main branches that I personally go for, right? They have a online store that is, an LGS, they run events and all that, and then they have a TCG singles store, right, that also sells products though. And I ordered through the TCG store, and I'm pretty sure they don't have access to it because they don't run events. So they couldn't fulfill the order and had to cancel from them, and then we went through the rabbit hole. But anyway, this is the main thing that we're going to open because I have not looked at any of the spoilers. I sort of stopped, right, because I am very invested in Melody, or I'm more excited for Melody than Bright Lights, in all honesty. So I'm going to take my time, enjoy what's actually in this box. But we have some other things to go through. Obviously, I've got some packs of Bright Lights, not a full box. I think there's 18 here. I took out a few to send off to my brother for his birthday, along with a round table and Cubimajig, which I ordered for him ages back, right? But then we also have these, right, which are some ordered cards, mainly for Melody. So we have Crown, right, because that's probably definitely going to be a staple in Melody. Cracked Bubble, there should be some other stuff in here as well. I am still waiting on Art of War, because I think there is a decent attack set up for that. And I think a few other cards, right? No, they don't come to mind. These were just promos that I wanted to grab, right? Because they were somewhat cheap. The Imperial Ledger is something I do want to try, right? Because generating more gold tokens would just make Final Act significantly easier. I was hoping for Crank to actually pay off, right, for normal items, but it doesn't. Oh well. So we have a Cold Foil Imperial Ledger. What other cards? I always forget what I order. So we have an Imperial Ledger. More promos, it looks like. Yeah, more promos. And a Cold Foil Pulse. I'm still missing one of them, I think. And then this should be Cold Foil Silver and probably a Cold Foil Copper, right? So I can bling out the tokens. Let's just double check my orders. Oh, there's actually a couple in here. Yeah, so Cold Foil Silver, Copper, another Christmas Cracked Bubble. Forgot I doubled them up. And then I think this is the final dragon I'm missing. I might be missing one other one. I think that's the final dragon. Anyway, white box. What is the point of the white box? Well, that is here to compare. So this is a 800 count box, right? And obviously, this is a 1,000 count, I think, advertised. But I was just curious about the sizing. It is slightly bigger than the 800, which is obviously to be expected if it's 1,000. So we stack them, length to length. Not that you can see it all, right? If I do this end, it's slightly skinnier, but slightly longer, right? But obviously it's going to be much thinner than this just bulk storage box, which is okay because it's not meant for bulk storage. It's meant for, decent storage. And the main thing that they have to accommodate is going to be the playmat. Anyway, we can chuck that out of the way now. And sorry, I always forget to not stop talking when I turn around, so it doesn't sound funny. Let's crack into this. You know what? Let's do 3 packs to start off. Why not? See what we end up getting from here. See if I end up sending my brother the Cold Foil from the box. You never know. But we'll leave boxes for a little bit. Well, I say a little bit. They'll probably start the case whatever video comes out after this, right? So we didn't get anything. We did get a Pulse Wave Protocol. No expense slot, no goodies at the back, right? I have already opened a case with my partner. I always open stuff with my partner first because, we enjoy it. And I don't think box openings do too well on my channel anyway, so I'm gonna have my most fun with it. Autosave script is also, it's a very decent comment, is it not? Right, to return it to your deck. It's a good way just to add pressure to all attacks, because as long as you're running stuff that has a useful effect, you'll incentivize your opponent to try and block them. Okay, third pack, what can we find? Before we dig into what I really am interested in, which is the round table. We have nada. Yeah, no Majestic, nada. Oh well. If anyone's curious, off of a case, I did get a full set, actually, surprisingly, of all the commons. So a full playset, I mean. So 3 of a kind of all the playset cards, which did shock me, in all honesty, because there's been a few times where I've definitely had stragglers, but, you know, I actually got a decent spread, and it got every single common, right? Decent chunk of rares. The go for me is definitely, if you want to jumpstart collecting any set, go for a case, and then just flesh it out with singles. Anything after that, and you're sort of doubling down on just getting duplicates. And obviously going for any of the Majestics is not going to play in your favor. Alright, let's see how fancy this is. So straight away, unfortunate, right, the cardboard is not fantastic. Right, it'll do for storage, but it is definitely... I was hoping for something a bit better, right? I guess this is kind of bulk storage. Not horrible. Okay, so we have the playmat, and then we have the 4 decks, and we have a playmat holder. So out of curiosity, yes, that is the length of the box. So it was somewhat necessary. Now, I'm probably just going to end up placing this playmat and having it be our open box playmat, although I need to clean up the desk first anyway. So you've all seen the playmat, I don't have to open it. I just put that to the side for now, and I can open it out, stick it on the desk, place the Master of Momentum. But the big thing that I obviously want to go through are the 4 decks. Although, in saying that, can you substitute some things into this, right? Can you make it a cool little deck box holder? Do I have one? I do. I'm going to say no, this is not going to fit. Right, so this is just a Ultimate Guard little deck box, right? So what I was hoping was to be able to stick it in, right? Have your 4 decks, and then stick a playmat on top. I don't think that's going to be the go. This little holder is quite nice, but I suppose you are just meant to use it as a count box. You can do them horizontally though, right? You just need to sort of come up with a divider yourself. Kind of think, you know, just some sort of transition for this might have been a little bit nicer, because there are, you know, some technical advancements if you put your mind to it. The big one, oh, that's not bad. How have I done that? Out of curiosity, have I? Because these are flat. How have I added space? I guess the middle one has been squished a little. They do have some wiggle room to squish. Could you get... I mean, you can get the playmat in then. You could probably get 2 decks, somewhat. Nah. I think the insert's just got to go, and you're just using this as bulk storage, which I'll probably use for... Well, no, I'll probably open too much to fill it up. Anyway, for bright lights, probably just go with a normal big white box storage. But still, it's a nice box. Right, don't get me wrong. I picked up 1 to stick on my shelf just to hold on to, because I like them just as little collector pieces. I know they're not going to appreciate or anything like that, but I do like them. Okay, so we have a little thanks to Brian Lewis, the professor. Then we just have the normal stuff. The packaging art, which is fantastic. I do love the art, right? I've used this sort of artwork for, I think, every Bright Lights video, just as the little surrounding image, right? And then, what do we have here? Ira is highly recommended, so a little tooltip, then some information to go to the website, online. Yeah, I think there's not much you can really ask for that, right? They've used the box pretty economically. Maybe something on this side, I suppose. Like the logoing on the edge here. If they stuck around the table on the front edge and then had, I don't know, some sort of tooltips for these, right? I'm sure they could wiggle out 4 spots and you just have a little tooltip about the main crux of each deck. Because I'm assuming these are just, yeah, these are just going to be blitz decks. There's not going to be any sort of info packet. There might be like a lore card or anything like that. But we'll open them up and we'll see. So, obviously, the first one we are going to tackle is going to be Melody. Because I like me some Melody. We'll probably go a few packs, something like that, I think. Where's the little, is there not a tear tab? Can't see it. Oh, there it is. It's a grey line. Where's the edge? It's like finding tape. In all this, I can't. Oh, there it is. There we go. Okay, so what does it say about our friendly neighborhood bard? We have, if I could get the plastic off, that is. Come on. No. Oh, harder to open than the Japanese packs. Which, actually, funny enough, I got Belgium. Right, these are Belgium. So that's curious. Why we didn't get Japan? Or I guess we might get both. I have some boxes coming from elsewhere. But everything I've opened so far has been Belgium. Alright, so we have entertain the crowd with melody, play your songs, and you'll soon have the entire table singing along to a tune until the final act. Ready to play out of the box contains 40 card blitz decks plus the hero weapon equipment cards. Learn to play at Fabtcg.com. Alright, let's open up. Now I kind of want to get an extra one too, so I can have these decks open outside of the round the table product. But we get our Rainbow Foil Melody. I am checking every single day for a cold foil to see where it pops up first. I don't know if there's been any events here in Australia yet for people to play. Pretty sure the kits have gone out. I'm pretty sure the kits went out at the same time, right? 29th. So I'm curious about that. I did see, because I was buying copper tokens, yeah, there's a 5 copper, which is interesting. Interesting way for them to do it, I suppose. I mean, it's needed, right? 9 copper is the theoretical max. If you're pitching all blues into popping all the copper and still having final act on your hand, not arsenal, right? I think in Blitz you can probably get away with it in your arsenal. I think the stress of that was not as realistic as need be. Now double-sided, that seems dumb. Well, does it? I mean, there's no silver generation in the deck, but, you know, copper, gold, silver, something like that, and just little nods at the extension, because we all know what the extension is to melody: generate silver, generate copper. Right, and then the 5 is a quicken. So you quicken, vigor, might, vigor, might. Is there a necessity for these to be double-sided? I don't think there is. They've only fitted 1 extra token on. Curious. Alright, so we have our Rainbow Foil Melody. Nice. Sort of, if I can get the light. Let me turn this on. Usually helps to show off foiling. Right. Oh, it's a bit bright. Oh no, there we go. That's pretty. Then we have our cold foil fiddle, which is beautiful. Sort of could have done a better job with their previous standard. So you can see the little embellishments. Well, at that angle it looks great, actually. But it is a blank cold foil, when they could have probably got away with not cold foiling the wood. Just having the strings, the little embezzlements, probably the fiddlestick or something like that, right? I don't know. Blanket's fine. It's just, we've seen them really go hard on, you know, nitpicking where to cold foil, so would have been nice. Okay, Norm de Plume. Playable. I'm talking in a extensive set. What am I trying to say? Talking about an extension to playing this as around the table. Norm de Plume. Playable. Heartthrobs. Not worthwhile. Fiddle D, also not worthwhile, right? And then Quick Step, somewhat playable. You could probably pop it on the turn you're going for your final act, so you can combo 2 together, but there are obviously better ways to do it. Fleet Foot Sandals means there's no upside for your opponent. Okay, final acts. I am so hoping they come out with a promo final act, right? That'd be awesome. So we have 2 copies. I need to get another one, so I get my 3. You get Coax a Commotion. Ooh. And you get Life of the Party. That is not exciting. And you get Signal. Oh, okay. Didn't we do the math for there to be 100 new cards? That almost every card would have to be a new card. I'm not seeing new cards. Alright. Coax Commotion. If it hits, you get to pick all of those. It's fun, right? But we don't want fun. We want competitive, so to speak. Life of the Party, same thing. You may discard and destroy a card you control named Crazy Brew, which is in here, rather than pay, right? If you do, choose all nodes, otherwise choose 1 at random, right? So this gets, when it hits, gain 2, this hits, gain +2, and this hits, gain, go again. That's a decent card to pressure, but you have to get Crazy Brew onto the field, which I don't think is worthwhile, right? So we'll cut that. Interlude is a good defensive card, so that can stay. Sigil of Solace is good recovery, but it's red, so that can go. Crowd Control, this is the new one. So we have, when this defends, you may pay 3. If you do, it gets +1 for each opposing hero. Alright, so garbage in one-on-one matchups. Encore, we only need 1 copy. Yellow Interlude. You know what, you probably only want to run blue, right? If there is all interludes. Is there? Yes, there is. Alright, so we go back a few steps. I'm going to take out the red. Done. Yellow, out. Crowd Control, out. Songs, so we have Quicken. Probably one of the worst ones, right, to chain together. The gain life is not too much of a big deal. the might token, sorry, vigor token. Do we have what vigor does? I don't think I've read what vigor does yet either. At the side, turn, destroy this thing. Okay, that is awful. That is super strong. I was assuming it was going to do something defensive. Okay, so vigor is actually scary. Might is sort of scary as well. Again, the ability to chain 2 attacks together, I think, is so much more detrimental than 1 resource or 1 extra damage. Draw a card is also pretty bad, right? But it's not awful. No, it's each other, so it is awful. Then we have Songs of Yesteryear. That's fine, because it's too slow in Blitz. Then Blue Interlude. Crowd Control, even at blue, is awful. Potions, too slow, awful. I don't mind the idea of getting them on board, sacking them. There's just better things that you can do, in all honesty. So it looks like all I want from this deck is this. And even the equipment I'm going to swap out, most likely, right? Because that goes to Crown of, what is it? Crown of Dominion, which we have anyway. So we might as well pop this out and stick it in the deck. Do have sleeves somewhere here. I'll double sleeve them because this is going to be one of my go-to decks. I should have a spare deck box somewhere too that I haven't used yet. All right, a nice black one for Melody. We want Crown of Dominion. Quick Steps is, in all honesty, going as well, but right, it is acceptable because you pop the quick in when you're going to go into Final Act. Right, so we have Final Act. We have Vigor, which is scarier than I thought, but still manageable. Might is okay as well. Yesteryears is okay. So we have 6 songs to play for Melody, with the main generation going to be, well, Fiddlesticks or actual just going for silver, going for other stuff. So it's not horrible. Interlude Blue, I don't mind running, right? Because it is blue and it is still prevention. And you could probably twist it in a way where you could... No, you know what? No. At 1, it's not good. And you want to be in blue, right? Only running 1 on-call because you only need 1 on-call. And then each hero gains life is fine as well with me. So... could have probably just bought these cards and be fine with it. But yeah, this is all we're going to hold on to from the deck. Everything else is not worthwhile just yet. You know, again, probably fun in round table in UPF. But for what we want to do with this deck, not quite. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. We're probably not going to go over the deck today because I don't have the cards. But we will in the future. And again, any deck that I like to make, I like to actually have the physical cards with it instead of, well, not having the physical cards. Because again, Flesh and Blood, playing the Flesh and Blood. Okay, I probably underestimated the length of this. So let's just speed through some packs. Oh, we got a Steel Source, that's good. Medkit. Yeah, 2 medkits, was it? Yeah. Don't mind that. The foiling seems to be up another level again, right? It was already fantastic, but it's up another level again, which is good. So this is a good pack. I will sift out the Majestics after, I think, right? Because I'm still sorting them into a folder. Oh, how long is this video going to be? Scrap Prospector, not a bad card. I think the play though is probably not Prospector, right? Because you got to think about it. In any deck, you can only run so many items because you don't want to essentially flood with items. So Scrap can only get so much benefit. Off of Evos, it has a lot more benefit, right? Because then you can, you know, get them back. Oh, sorry. I knocked that. Hopefully that didn't sound. In Evos, you can get it back into the graveyard, right? By destroying them on board and then going through it again. We got Drive Through Data, not fantastic, and 2 rares. We'll take a bit more, you know, of a slow pace through the actual case. But for now, I just want to get through this and the 4 decks. So we're just basically sifting for M's or expansion slot, which, you know, should see at least 1, unless I select my brother both the Cold Fall and the expansion slot. Nada, and still no M. So still only 1 M. Right, you should get 5 to 6 a case, 6 to 7 a case with them with the expansion slot. Oh, Firewall, gorgeous. Don't think it's useful, right? When it's defense with the top of your deck, if it's an Evo, put it on top of your deck. Otherwise, put it on the bottom. Yeah. Contest the Minefield. Isn't this too slow for Wizard though? In all honesty, right? Because I mean, you can play it in Icelandia, but everyone else is just doing arcane things, and I feel like this is too slow. The idea being you instant speed it and you play it on your opponent's turn, right? So at the end they draw 1 less card. It's not a bad card, I just think it's too slow. How many do we have left? We'll do 1 more, and then we'll stick into Ira, I think. Okay. Nada, 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 nada. Ah, 3 to go. Ira's on top. Yeah, so we'll do Ira. We won't read the glossary. So, yeah, from what I've seen, because I've played a few games at this point, it is Crouching Tiger Ira, which seems cool. Again, I think the idea is to boycott this and take a lot of the cards and stick them in Benji, right, depending on the new ones. I am I'm going to be irked if Melody got the short end, right, and we actually get a bunch of new cards in everyone else. Where's the... Come on. Trying to pick up the pace here, and I can't find it again. Looks like it's there, but I can't feel it. Alright, we'll brute force it. Okay, so Crouching Tigers are obviously the tokens. They have copper as well. Okay, so they did give all tokens to everyone, right? So I feel like they could have done a better job with the 2 sides to balance it out. Okay, so tokens probably won't disrupt this deck too much, because I'll end up just putting it into a binder, because they're all numbered. Although it'll be annoying, because the Melody stuff is going to be missing. Well, I know, I'll end up with some, because I'll open another one, so I have 4 of a kind. So we have Ira, Edge of Autumn, Mask. We've already seen the equipment. No, not all of it. So we have Blood Sense, not Ira, so it can go in Benji. That's what we're mainly looking for. Then we have the Tearing Shuko. That's not new, I believe, right? But Pouncing Paws is. So again, probably going to just stick it in Benji. We have a normal crouch. No, we have another token Crouching Tiger. So Mule and Q, I think we saw. Q on Bound, Pouncing Q. I'm going to have to look at this afterwards and count out the cards, because I feel like we didn't get 100 new cards, unless they're counting 3 of a kind, which is, you know, it's not false advertisement, but it's not that great. Flex Claws is new from the artwork. So Growl is new, Flex. Frittering Thorns red is new. Leg Tap is red new. I don't know. Flying Kick. I'm seeing a little bit, but I'm not seeing anything overwhelming for Benji. Salt the Wound. There we go. So gets +1 for each attack that is hit this combat chain. That is a great finish and 0 cost. God, Crouching Tiger Benji into that, right, off of Predatory Strikes. Okay, Tiger Eye Reflex. Ambush. While this is in your arsenal, you may defend with it. Is ambush a new keyword? I think it is, right? Interesting. When this defends, create a Crouching Tiger in your badge zone. You may play it during your next turn. Fantastic. So it's a reaction that doesn't need to be said as a reaction. What? Why not? I suppose because then you can play it from either, right? And then ambush is just decided as also being a defense reaction. Anything else new? Nope. All right. So yeah. Remember the video I did? Well, I'm going to say that was wrong. Okay. Reverence. This should be an interesting one. And then we'll open the rest of the packs, and then we'll open the Professor. And I should be able to speed through this in 7 minutes, I think, right? To make a nice little half-an-hour video. I gotta say, I'm pretty sure all my videos this week have been longer than what I probably should be doing, right? But I'm sure there's some of you that stick around to this point of me just rambling. Okay. Copper again. Nice to see. Give me the little... No. One way. Or another. I'm gonna... No, I'm not gonna break it out. Just there we go. Got this one. Alright, so I'm pretty sure Reverent was the exciting one for most people. Right? Because everyone loves to be the tank. Used to tank in WoW, actually. Okay, so we have Reverent. Seen him. Gorgeous hammer. Again, just blanket cold foil though. I didn't look at Edge of Autumn, right? But we already have Edge of Autumn cold foil. No, yeah, so it's rainbow foil. Alright, Bastion, Civic, we've already seen that. Colossal Bearing. Okay, if it has 13 or more. So this is all for Big Guardian, right? Which I think is going to work in a lot of Guardian setups. Lay down the law. Smack Reality. Crash Down. So this is it. Reverent got all the new cards. By far. Right? Because Choke Slam, that's the first reprint. Boulder Drop. When it deals 4 or more damage to a hero, they put a card from their hand on top of the deck. It's a decent crush card. Disable, that's a reprint. Crash Down, that's a pseudo duplicate. New color duplicates. Anything else new? Cranial Crush. Yeah, you're getting some decent cards in here. And then a bunch of Chivalry, unlike everyone else. Right? So, I don't know, they could have done something with the copper tokens, I suppose. Right? Even just like an alternative art. Have it in like a little busking hat. Anyway. Chivalry is your big play. What else do you protect? Then we have the tokens. So what's, other than Brethren and the gear, is there really other ways to create chivalry? No, sorry, you don't want to create chivalry, you're playing chivalry. Yeah, it's not a token. I lost my mind. Right, and it says block. You may defend any hero attacked by an opponent with this. So you can defend yourself, but you can't proc any of the effects, right? Because whenever you protect another hero, you create. But they're still, you know, decent blocks, right? Because I'm pretty sure most blue blocks, well, no. I'm trying to think what would be 0 cost. Aren't usually 3 defense. Still, I think all the towering stuff is probably going to work well in like Bravo, and you're just playing even bigger Guardian. Alright, so we have the Professor almost. I did again, I knocked the mic. Tear through these packs. I probably should have just done around the table itself. I didn't want the first video this week. Oh, we got double M's. We got Fabricates, which I think a lot of people want to play, but I personally think it's way too slow. Moonshot is also a good one, though I don't like the 2x. It in Rainbow Falls is nice. Again, the Rainbow Falls are just gorgeous. Yeah. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Right, double M pack. Into Lay Waste and nothing. Then we have one hand opening, one hand looking through. Nothing as well, but again, look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous foiling. Okay. Infuse and nada. And no expansion slots. How many packs do we have left? 4, I think. If I sift through all the rubbish. We have Dissolving Shield and a System Failure. I think it's too niche, right? It's good for draft, but it's too niche overall to be running. If it did something to all items, maybe. Nada, nada, nada. Lucky last 2. And it looks like I did send my brother the good stuff. Right. Nope. Lucky last. Cold foil, expansion, cold foil. Good job. So, Shriek Razors, cold foil, legendary. So that is great pull. Right, again, unsure where it fits in with the pull rates. If it's in line with normal legendaries, if it's in line with normal cold foils, right? If it's skewed by the expansion slot metric. Interesting to figure out, right? We'll probably do a video on that eventually. Overall, I think it is a decent card, but I think there are better things you can run, personally. But I think it's definitely not unplayable. Alright, so that was a good pull. I should, do the proper thing, I think, and sleeve it straight away, since it is a cold foil legendary, and they are, prized possessions somewhat. And we can crack on with the almighty Professor deck. I'm curious what evos they gave him. It's probably just the one from Bright Lights, which again, is that a new card? Or is that not a new card? / new card because the Professor came out first. So many loopholes. And then I'll probably go look at the actual sheet and we'll count up the cards and we will talk about the over 100 new cards. Because again, if it's by color, that's a little irksome. Especially when there are things they could have done with Melody. But with all of them, there's probably things they could do. Right, looking through the decks, Brethren and Ira, probably as good as they need to be. Ira, got a bunch of new cards, so did Brethren. Melody, feels like she got shafted. Anyway, Professor. So we have the Teklo Blaster. We have normal proto sets. Yeah, so it is the Evo Tekloscope. So do you count that as a new card? Because it came out first? I guess you do. Right, and you get 2 copies of them all. So you equip one, and then you block with the other. Right? I feel like that could have been cut. Again, in Blitz, drawing into one of them is not so hard. They're not pivotal to your play. Well, it depends on the Evo stuff, I suppose. But we have Apocalypse Automation, right, which is attack everyone. Mayhem is also in, yeah. I think, yeah. Alright. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna look up the numbers and we're gonna have a chat. So at this point, I'll probably end up doing a video on it, but what are your thoughts, right? Features over 100 new cards. Okay? Straight away. 107 is the total number, right? So let's do a little bit of counting. 1, 2, 3. I'll go with what I know for certain. And I guess, do we count the colors? I mean, they're counting the colors towards new, so I should count them towards not new, right? Why don't we do this as well, just to double check and make sure I'm not making an ass of myself, but I'm pretty sure Predatory Strikes had all 3 beforehand, right? Dynasty, Dynasty, Dynasty. So again, we have, well, I mean, it's alternative art, but we'll let that one slide. 1, 2, 3. Again, we'll leave that be. Leg Tap is not new, so that's 4. Bittering Thorns, only the red one is new, right? So that's 5. Do you get what I'm sort of getting at? Tearing Shuko is not new. So that's 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's already 99, right? And even if I miscounted somewhere there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? This is not over 100 new cards, is it? There is new cards, and you know what? I'm going to be pedantic. Let me do the math on cards actually new, right? And 2 variants of each. So they need to get to 50 for there to be inapplicable, and we'll count multiple colors. No, you know what? I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt of 2 copies. We will count multiple colors, but I'm not going to count 2 copies. So straight away, right? Professor counts as new technically because Bright Lights came out after, except for, you know, cards like Zipper Hits. You know, I'm not going to, because straight away you can tell this is not 100 new cards, is it? So that is a little annoying, and definitely by far Melody got shafted. This is the first proper introduction of Merchant, right, with an actual playable deck. And rather than getting cards that directly support Merchant, right, any other form of copper generation would have been perfect. We get Crowd Control, which is fine, just a decent defense card, I suppose. Again, you want to run blue, so you can probably take the red and still run blue. Interlude, also decent. It has good interaction in UPF. Final Act is your big payoff, but then it's just Everfest stuff, basically. Yeah, so... you can probably tell by my tone of voice, but I'm a little disappointed.